Hi Aries, and welcome to your second reading for today. Although it may be quite possible that I will be uploading this tomorrow. Work ran late, so low on time. But anyway, let's get into your reading. What does Aries need to be aware of? 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 Alright. Someone's being stubborn. Either that or you're not. Either you're currently aware of your situation or you're in denial about it. I'm leaning towards denial considering how long it took for just those three to pop out. Come on, what does Aries need to be aware of? One more time. Alright, let me see what we have already. I don't look at the cards. I let Spirit guide my hands for where they're supposed to be placed. It's always the bottom right. What's the last card for Aries? For what they need to be aware of? What does Aries... What is it? That's not it. Okay. What does Aries need to... This one is it? This one's definitely okay. So let's see what we have for you, Aries. And the child I was meant to be. Naked before the stars. Gilded regret. The temple of my body. Triumph of lies. And fragmentation. Okay, with these cards, they're not necessarily meant to be in red and reverse. In regards to your current actions, you have the child I was meant to be. It feels like you've been playing a role and you're trying to come out of it. You're comparing the past to the present, like how you were when you were younger. Whether someone was over strict with you and you were being stubborn. If you felt like you was highly disciplined yet playful, liked to explore, had a big imagination. However you was when you was younger, you're not like that now. You're more, apparently in your mind, you're more like chilled, relaxed, unmotivated. You don't necessarily want to do anything. You're having a hard time with focus, paying attention. But all of these things is in regards to things you're not necessarily interested in. If you was interested in what you was doing, whether it be talking with a friend, working a job, pursuing a career, you'd be all for it. You'd be highly motivated, interested in it, and determined to reach your goal. But now it's like, you're not willing to do that, and you're comparing it to when you was younger. It's like, whether you was interested or not, you always gave it your all. But now that you're one moment. Sorry about that. But as I was saying, Aries, when you was younger, whether you was interested in something or not, you gave it your all. But now as an adult, if it's not what you want, if it's not to your liking, you're not interested. You're not interested. You're not buying it. You don't want it. It's that simple. Alright, now here we have your conscious thoughts and influences. First being naked before the stars. What? I'm hearing that you're seeking attention. You like the attention that you gain from others. Okay. The way the energy is coming off is, the more attention you seek, or the more attention you gain, the more validated you feel, whether it be in your actions or your decisions. Like, in a sense, you don't feel like you're right unless somebody else says you're right. And you're recognizing more the more you move to somebody else's beat. Like, what they say, you say. What they do, you do. And I find that strange because Aries, as a fire sign overall, y'all not typically wants to play follow the leader, but you may be following behind someone who has more influence than you, more respect than you. For others, it might be the other way around, where someone in your immediate area is copying you and taking interest in you because they see what it is you're doing or what it is you're saying is gaining you attention, and they want a piece of that too. But it's different motivators, because the attention that you're getting from what it is you're doing is kind of like validating you in a sense to keep on doing it. Even if you doubt your actions, as long as you're getting attention for it, kind of like, is it really wrong? Next, you have, as far as your other conscious thought or influences, you have guilt, regret. A part of you feels bad. A part of you feels tainted. Like, what you're doing is no good. You don't necessarily have any interest in continuing, but it's gaining you but you're gaining a following behind it. It's weird. See, what makes this card a little bit complicated is because this deck overall is also associated with the 5 stages of death. Each card has Anyway, with the 5 stages of death would be what, denial, depression, anger, bargaining, and acceptance. But what I'm getting is that you're caught between depression and anger. It's not just one, it's both. Depression falling more on the decision you made to pursue this path, even though it's not for you. You know it's not for you. You regret some of the decisions you made. You're also angry with yourself for continuing, even though you want to stop, because it's what's gaining you a following. You may not like it. It may be tearing at you a little bit, but at the same time, it's gaining you the wanted attention that you desire. Down here we have your subconscious thoughts or actions. Your subconscious thoughts and influences, what may be influencing you behind the scenes, and you may not be aware of it. Alright, the first card you have is the Temple of My Body. I'm hearing your body is a temple, you should honor and respect it. Treat it with love and kindness, not something to be used where the ends justify the means. Now, for some of you, that can mean different things. For some of you, I'm hearing that you're going to be a social media influencer. A body positive social media influencer, whether it be with feeling comfortable in your skin, weight, diet and nutrition, and being supporter certain eating habits. But then on the other hand, and no disrespect, Aries, on the other hand, I feel it more strongly, especially if you are a female, where you may be don't shoot the messenger, where you may be exploiting yourself either physically or sexually, or one, to gain attention, or two, to get ahead in some way, shape, or form. But you're the type of person where you don't take pride and satisfaction in it. Again, like I said, it's more of, you feel like it's something you need to do to gain attention, keep attention, or stop your finances from going under. So for some of you, you may have financial reasons. And like I said, with your conscious thoughts and influences, it's not a decision that you take lightly, because part of you do regret it. But at the same time, and it may be partly because subconsciously you may feel like it's wrong. Now, if you're wondering how this may apply to you, if you're someone who claims to be a body positive influencer, you might be using your platform to push your own agenda, and not in a good way. There's a difference between being supportive and being supportive and encouraging, and then pushing your own reasoning and justification onto others, pushing your own ideology onto others because you think because you think it's just, you think it's fair, because you think it's because you think it's what's just, you think it's what's fair. Like the words coming out your mouth is actually what the right thing to do is, but in a sense, it's your own personal biased opinion. Like you're using your own physique to push your own personal opinions, and having others try to follow along with you because they're in the same boat physically. Whether that be having eating disorder, whether that be having an eating disorder, they're plus size, they feel it's unfair they don't have certain accommodations, and so on. Next, you have for your subconscious thoughts and influences, you have triumph of lies. You're lying to yourself about you feeling good about what it is you're doing, that it's good, it's empowering. You're in complete denial that you actually have deep-seated regret. I'm hearing what you're doing will last a lifetime, so yeah, whatever you're doing, maybe something on the internet, and we all know what they say about the internet. Once you put it out there, it's out there forever. There's no taking it back down. And this is what's in your subconscious mind. And this is what's in your subconscious mind that's influencing you. Not so much saying that what you're doing is wrong, more of you're in denial about how bad it really is, because once you get older, get out of this phase, what if this is something that comes to bite you in the ass? And lastly, you have fragmentation. By day one way, at night another. I'm hearing you play a role for the satisfaction of others, and again, I'm still hearing that the ends justify the means. You're splitting yourself in two, and it's kind of like you're making a deal with yourself. For some of you, it's, if I make this amount of money, then I'll stop. If I get this amount of following, then I'll stop. If I find another option, then I'll stop. If I find a better paying job, then I'll stop or slow down. But the only way that's going to happen, the only way you're going to be able to make a change and slow down or stop, is if you actually put in the work or the action to look for alternatives if that's what you truly want. Because right now you're splitting yourself into how you are in the daytime, how people in your personal life see you, and what you're doing behind closed doors that you think nobody knows. Oh, correction. That you hope nobody cares about. So on a subconscious level, you may feel like if this were to ever get out and your friends or family knew about it, they may not look at you the same way, so you gotta keep it a secret. You don't want them to know what's really going on. Now, what's the top overlay? Spirit, what do you have to say? What's the top overlay, Spirit? What do you have to say? and let it fall. Okay. One moment, because when the cards fell. Now, if it's meant to come out, it will come out. But I do not place cards. And I don't look at them before I place them. Let Spirit guide me to tell me what goes where. Not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Okay, finished. I'm still feel a little bit strange because usually they only ask for one card each. But apparently you got two for the top. Let's see. Was I shuffling the deck upside down again? Yeah, I was. So, Claire overlaying the child I was meant to be. The child I was meant to be, naked before the stars. And Guild of Regret, you have Ace of Water and Nine of Fire. I'm hearing slow and steady wins the race. You are a jewel, you are a gem, but you still need time to develop. A pearl isn't made overnight. It's made in the course of years. From grains of sand. It's made over the course of years from grains of sand and an oyster, biding its time until it's big and beautiful and ready to make its appearance. I'm hearing take your time to do what it is you want to do. Don't rush into anything because you feel financially restricted. So yeah, whatever it is you're doing, it may have, most likely does play a role with your finances. Because I'm hearing you quick cash. I'm hearing quick cash and need cash now. So some of y'all may even be pressed for time to make a certain amount of money, either to pay off your bills, or just to get by. But with the Nine of Fire also being here, I'm hearing you have options available to you. Your spirit team will guide the way. You have another skill set that you're not used to. And let your guard down and admit that you need help. You have a community of friends around you. Give me one moment. Because I'm hearing something different than the card's actual meaning. So one moment. to look back at the cards, integrate both the message and the card at the same time. Okay, so that's what Spirit means. Because the Nine of Fire speaks to being cautious, to examine your surroundings, to see if there's another road to take before you proceed in moving forward. But with what I'm hearing is that you, with community and friends, but what I'm hearing with community and friends is that Spirit may also be using this card to advise you to talk with your friends and families, not to tell them everything that's going on with you, but maybe to seek advice and get a new perspective of like how you can change lanes and move forward on a different path, even if you don't see one yourself. Like, hey, I'm interested in changing jobs, I'm interested in changing careers, I'm interested in picking up a side hustle, and they can help you explore what it is you're good at, some things that actually interest you. So even by talking with them, if you don't see one yourself, you may be able to find a way out of your current predicament, out of your current situation, and find a new path to travel on that doesn't make you feel as guilty as how you feel now about what it is you're currently doing. Next we have the Queen of Earth. The Queen of Earth in itself is Mother Nature. She is beautiful, well-respected, trustworthy. She is someone that takes care of herself and is one with nature. So in a sense, the universe, the Spirit may be saying to take care of yourself and find your way back to you. If something isn't right, stand on that. If something causes you guilt, acknowledge that. If something is creating fear, embrace that feeling, understand and recognize where it's coming from, and ground yourself in something that does make you feel safe, that does make you secure, that does make you feel like you have a solid foundation. Because you are beautiful and you're worthy of success. But you have to be willing to face the truth of who you are and what it is you're doing. Alright, lastly you have the Nine of Earth, overlaying guilt, regret, triumph of lies, and fragmentation. I'm hearing future success and prosperity. I forget what kind of knot this is. But this is more of you reaping a harvest. This is so strange because I feel it's financial, but it's kind of like a secondary gain, kind of like a side effect from how it's being shown to me is a person looking around their garden, looking at their harvest for the year. It's not as big and plentiful as it seems. Or the fruit isn't as big. It's not as sweet as it should. You have what you'll need to sustain yourself and then some, but there's no pleasure and satisfaction in it. Until next year. Until next year, with when the fruits have ripened, they're bigger, they're better, it tastes much more sweeter. Because you took the time to put the work in and handle your business. Till the soil, fertilize the ground and the crops, make sure they grow big, strong, and healthy. Okay, so I believe I know what Spirit is referring to. See, they had to put in a way that makes sense to me, so they can actually make it put in a way that makes sense to you. Basically, you're getting the success that you want, you're getting the fame and attention that you want, you're getting the recognition that you want, you're getting the money that you want, but it's bittersweet because of the way you're getting it. Like the first harvest, it wasn't sweet, the size wasn't right. There was, and similar thing for you, where the success, recognition, or even finances you're getting is not as pleasurable. You're not able to enjoy it as easily because you got it in a way that doesn't quite fit with you. That's not in a way that's not pleasurable for you. But once you put the work in your case, figure it out what it is you enjoy, and gain what you desire, as Spirit says, the right way, by doing what you love, and there will be those that fall behind you because they enjoy the same thing that you do and embrace how you do it so well. It's only then where you will feel more accomplished, more successful, more full of life, and what you got is what you deserve, and it feels more sweeter because you actually love the way you put the work in, and what it is you've been putting work into. Okay, what's the advice for Aries? What's the advice for Aries? What's the advice? Any other cards for Aries? Let's drop the whole deck again. For Aries. Any of these? No. Take that one. No. Okay. Now, I have a difficult time with saying the goddesses' names in this deck. But the advice you have is purification and coercion. Alright, so hopefully things start with coercion because then it'll make more sense with purification. Oh, I think I see why. Because coercion is usually when somebody's either talking to you or either convincing you or manipulating you into doing something, but they're doing it in a deceitful way. But in this case, there is no outside influence. It's kind of like you're manipulating yourself. You're lying to yourself, you're deceiving yourself, and convincing yourself that something you're doing is okay, but at the back of your mind, you know it's wrong, like you're seeing the gaps in the logic. I understand why you got this card, because it's saying you're seeing the gaps in the logic, but that fits more with your subconscious mind, where you're subconsciously know and see what you're doing is wrong, and you and for lack of better words, you have mixed feelings about it. But consciously, it's more of you acknowledge the sadness, you acknowledge the anger, but you're not taking steps to change it. So it might be consciously where you're talking good game and convince yourself to do something, even though subconsciously, in the back of your mind, you're probably wondering, what the fuck are you doing? And secondly, you have purification. Pure in thought, pure in deed, pure in energy. Being of sound mind and body, pure thoughts and energy will attract. Pure thoughts and energy will attract what you so desperately desire. This instant fame will only get you so far. Don't move like you want it. Move as if you already have it. Don't change your actions, change the way you think. If you feel like you're deserving, then be deserving. if you feel like you've got it in the bag, then that's the energy you should move in. Purify your thoughts and stop convincing yourself the wrong path is the right one, or that it's a temporary fix. I'm hearing you know what you're doing. Be honest with yourself. It's okay to not be okay. And to tell yourself the truth, not the little white lies you convince yourself that you convince yourself that are not lies at all. Okay, Aries, that is what I have for you. Okay. I know you may have been hoping for something better, but I do not control what comes out, nor do I control what Spirit has to say. That being said, I do hope you enjoyed. I do still hope that you enjoyed the reading, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, Aries.